Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of North Korea, where we are in the post-Kim dynasty world. They have been eliminated, is the word I'm going to use, by the military of the North Korean army, I guess. Looks like we just got our next research slot, which was going to happen even if the Kims were in charge, so that's not a benefit. We can't even spin it that way. We shouldn't. We do have a couple things to think about here as options. First off, fixed-wing aircraft, rushing 4th-gen strategic bombers so that we can get heavy lifts. Probably the choice I'm going to take. The other option is spy sats for research. This is good because it's pretty quick, and we can actually research down to the 1995 spy sats. So that's another option. We're kind of like peaked out right now. This would actually probably help us in the long run more. Now that I'm looking at it, that's really the big choice. Other thing we could do is either electronics and finish up what we're lacking here, or go into industrial tech and fuel and energy, which is kind of our biggest thing that's holding us back. But I think we're going to go ahead and jump on the bomber situation and just go ahead and get this. And it looks like we're having power grid issues, so let's go ahead and do something there. Looks like we're going to get a power plant fairly quick here within October of this year. So, yeah, and if we can get our power situation stabilized and our economy recovered to some extent, we'll be way better off. All right, another 10% civilian industry construction speed. So if we do have enough power, we can start making civilian industry at a moderate pace. That's kind of the big goal right now, is to get our civilian industry stacks going so that we're just pumping out stuff. Because I don't know. I was trying to think of like a good saying for this. Like, but kind of old timey for no reason. Like the horses left the barn or something like that. Like the cat's out of the bag. We already had the Kim family not take control and the military kind of have a coup. So we already lost the initiative. So we're just going down, taking all the tree we can, and then we'll let the military get what they deserve. That's all I'm gonna say. They're not gonna be in charge for very long. For ruining the economy, we're gonna ruin. We're just gonna go all out into ruining the whole thing. Also, I think I've cycled through probably every leader that they could have, and they're all terrible. So it's just not gonna last. Yeah, and see, the majority is still the Workers' Republic for now. So we'll definitely, we're gonna make it interesting here on the north side of this peninsula. It's not gonna be boring, that's for sure. All right, power situation's back. Let's bump that up. And in less than a month, we're gonna get that pretty much stabilized. And then in October, we'll be able to cycle up our facilities here. as we are fast approaching. We're over halfway to the full 15 stack of factories that we would really like to have. Also, you got to keep in mind tech-wise, once we get engines and these bombers done, we'll have fuel range extension tanks and mid-air refueling. So we will be able to make military movements against, hopefully, stuff this far away, where we could airdrop into some of these territories. The Spratleys? Maybe even Vietnam, who did reject our trade agreement. Still holding a grudge for that. Yep. Kind of locked in right there economically as our debt crisis continues to spiral out of control. But that's fine. What we expect. All right, let's go ahead and sell weapons. Then medicine. We've got to take this. We've pretty much got to take this option for power consumption just continually. And our agent failed again. So we're just gonna let him die. I think. He's just going down. And the liberal control is dropping as you get non-aligned and nationalist outlooks taking ground. In Micronesia, October is the point at which we will be able to switch to producing civilian industry. And I think we'll be able to make civilian industry all the way up at that point until well, continuously. I think we'll just be able to keep it continually active at that point from then on. And we're losing fuel. That stinks. Yeah, and you see our GDP per capita is slowing down. So our population growth is exceeding our GDP growth. All right, I don't like this is going to bump there. This is going to neutralize the gap we have in leadership. But we'll eat down that People's Army Party stability later on. All right, so that gives us a little bit of funding so that we can neutralize those gains. Right. Yeah, they're just over there murdering all our agents, huh? Right. Well, if they murdered her, we're just gonna rescue the dude. Ah, well, fine. I can't believe they murdered her straight up. That's wild. Market-based economy. We get a research bonus. Somehow our construction speed slowed down. Looks like we lost factories. Yeah, we lost them from trade. Yeah, and it looks like there really wasn't a shift that I was expecting with the People's Army. That's strange. Yeah, so we should actually have another agent. So if Micronesia is going to be fighting back as hard as they are, this will help. They really don't like us, so. And then we do need to stockpile quite a few jets to even attempt attacking South Korea. If we want to do so, we're gonna need air superiority. All right, we get another operative. We get this lady here. Um, Still gonna mess with Micronesia. That's what we were messing with before. Let's keep it going. Yep. And we'll get that rescue mission done. Like we do have some political power again. Check construction. All right, so we did get market-based economy. This is gonna kill our power. Field hospitals does what? Would force us into taking that. Red youth guards with youth guards. I don't know if that's actually beneficial. Let's check. What is red youth guard? And where is it? So no, we definitely want red youth guard. But we are going to take those military factories, and then that is the last thing we're taking in this tree. Yeah, so we'll barely be able to afford that. And then we're going to start a coup. Alright. And we're going to use this guy who got captured earlier as... Since they already know he's here as a propagandist, we might as well just keep doing it. Can't use him to rescue people. He's already been... failed his job. Can we actually boost ideology for the same thing in the same country? No, but we could do non-aligned. All right. I've given up on the military though, for sure. Like, they've obviously failed at doing what I wanted them to do. And what's our GDP per capita? We're up to 19. At 20, we'll get another research slot. We're going to get 2 more military facilities, so that'll help us with planes. All right. Yeah, so we can make our first domestic. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily our first in reality, but in the playthrough, our first domestic plane. All right, cool. So we're going to make this very interesting from this point on. Yeah, so this gives you a manpower bonus. Yeah, I'm not taking the bonus. I don't even care if it's good or not. We're gonna do the we're gonna do a coup. Alright. So they've got some forces. We lost half the forces, it looks like. Let's put our forces online. We gotta get into position. They've got a couple tanks. Alright. And then let's check the airfields. We're not gonna I don't think I'm gonna bomb right away. So we do yeah, we're gonna put these over the skies of Korea. I am gonna have these on cast. What is this? Heavy lift. We do have strategic bombers in reserve. We're gonna keep those in reserve. Okay. All these air wings. Air superiority. All right. We're gonna take out their airfield. Let's get our agents involved. Let's see what we can learn. Fruit wise, make sure we get a couple of these guys pushed out if we can. May need to throw militia in. Yeah, hold up. We're gonna change this. Let's see. National Militia. We're gonna recommission that. Oh god. No. No, no, no. Remove, remove, remove. I may keep an artillery there, but it should all be light infantry. What are we at 45 with? Go ahead and remove this entire row. We'll put a mechanized force so we can use our APCs for recon, heavy engineer, and I think we have transport. Do we have transport helis? We might not. Let's not do transport helis yet. We'll do this, and then we'll run. Yeah, that just lowers org for no reason, so we'll just keep this like this. We're at 35 with. Go ahead and add light infantry. Is there anything we can... Does this use special forces, though? Because it does give bonuses to a lot of things we would like. Yeah, it does. Rat. Yeah, so we're at 38. 39 if we add artillery. But we lower our org down. The tank company... Yeah, that just kills. I think we just keep this as our infantry division. This is foot infantry, so 2014 North Korean foot infantry. Yeah. And we'll just go ahead and save that. We're going to train them in Pyongyang. Yeah, we lost our most productive region in the split too, which is annoying. If I can deploy all these instantly, I need to do it. Looks like I can. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we lost all our scientists possibly. We'll go ahead and put these in an army group with a leader who is apparently not good for us, but let's move that up. Then we'll move that army in there and give them That's pretty bad. Alright, well, let's just try and hold the line. So let's get units where they need to be. And so we're not causing attrition everywhere. Yeah, we'll let it go. I think that'll help. Let's see. Offensive, we're just pushing the whole way. Yeah, and we should... I would think we would be doing better than they are. But it doesn't seem to be that way. The military obviously is probably getting military bonuses, which is annoying, but once our foot infantry get into position... I mean, if they're going to give us gear, let's take it. We're going to take all the aid that their people are willing to provide us in the post-Kim world. Let's see. We lost all our power plants. Yeah, that's really bad. Our internal production is just going to be trash. All right. Let's let it take place. We may have to bomb our way into victory, but I think we're just going to attack. We're just going to constantly put pressure on them so that they can't recover and launch their own assault. Yep, so let's go ahead and deploy some more foot infantry here. Didn't mean to click there. At Pyongyang. We really don't need too many. These should be enough. So we're going to go ahead and deploy. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take these. This should be added to this grouping. That should be enough. It won't exceed the amount of units we have. This guy's going to be combined arms. Like, that is the better choice. Alright, where's our airborne? So they're going to stop training. We're actually going to paradrop them onto that airfield. Alright, perfect. Looks like we are able to hold this front now. And hopefully actually push them back. And then we're going to take the airfield, remove their air force, and just cut the head off the snake, basically. Yeah, we just want to take our lands back before someone else does. Yeah, and then our economy's trash, but it was worth it. Looks like we might just win a straight up fight anyway. Even though they have all the production in the world. Alright, let's take that Air Force so they stop bombing us. Whole airport should be gone after this. I would assume we have air superiority. Enough to do this, but we may not. Do we not? What's the hold up here? The time? I mean, we're winning anyway, so I'm not terribly concerned with it not working, but I would love for it to work. I think it's probably air superiority. Hold up, let's switch fighters. Here, the ones that can. Let's just give air superiority. We'll turn off CAS. We've already pushed the line, so yeah, so they're wrapped up. We'll end up pushing this. I would have liked our airdrop to work, our airborne units, but it doesn't look like they are. There's available transports. I don't know what. There's no notice of why it might be failing. I know we're not showing air superiority. Alright, well, they took our agent, so. There's that. Let's see. Where did we lose an agent? Micronesia. Alright, let's have her do a rescue mission. Looks like they figured out. Oh well, here we are. What is this? That is this regular Korea down here? They're trying to start something while we're already in a war. You gotta love it. Their political situation, yeah. And I guess they're getting experience is what we need, so that works. Let's give them the medal. Some of these get health bonuses. That's nice. All right, we're gonna play it off like nothing happened. We're not gonna make that situation more volatile, but we are gonna remember that. Yeah, I'm curious why our airdrop's not working. Ooh, we're out of fuel. All right, let's go ahead and trade. Venezuela. Here we go. That's one thing we couldn't have happen is run out of fuel, and we did. So let's make sure that stops. South Korea did identify the weakest point we are to attack, so that 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 AI is watching us like a hawk. I'm curious why this paratroop order isn't working. I have to think it is air superiority related. Yeah, so we've got I don't know, it's very strange. East China Sea. He's in the wrong place. All right. So yeah, it doesn't show. I'm trying to see why this would not work, but it's not giving an indicator. Like normally you have like a warning symbol that'll pop up that'll tell you why. Let's try it again. All our planes are here, and I shouldn't have any of our heavy lift involved. Yeah, so if we want to hit that, we should have enough heavy lift here that aren't doing anything. Like all of these. Unless their range is just not enough. I mean, can I merge these? I can. I'm gonna go ahead and just put one there providing supplies. Yeah, so we have drop paratroopers as a mission. The efficiency is 0. Why is the efficiency 0 though? I put air interception as these guys. Is it just from control? Oh, well. One way to go into debt. Start a civil war. Put the communists back in charge. Let's go ahead and start the Red Dawn stuff. Probably. No, never mind. A lot of those are just expensive. And then let's check. Yeah, it just has no efficiency. Could I give this to a different unit? What if I merge? Are they getting shot down? That's the question. Yeah, even if we put more planes on it, doesn't seem like it's working. All right, where's doctrines? We've got a ton of experience now. Um, leadership skill bonuses. Shock and awe gives you the Orgloss and division speed when moving. I think we're gonna go shock and awe with this one. Equipment. This gives us production cost reductions. Heavy equipment. Do a lot of bonuses. That gives you health bonuses. Factory output reductions. That overall a negative it looks like. Orgloss when moving. The motorized, not mechanized. Gives you attack helis though. Alright, so Korea paid us, that's cool. All infantry, motorized and mechanized get a health bonus. Defense, soft attack, hard attack, entrenchment, air attack, org, speed, and piercing bonuses. Light equipment seems like it'd be really good for what we got. This boosts your armored speed. And mixed equipment. Entrenchment bonuses. I think we're gonna go light equipment though. Can I change these? Maybe. Alright, let's check out the carbon nanotube situation. Let's actually get resources. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just an air superiority issue because we can't maintain air superiority. Um, yeah, most of these wings we're just gonna set then to do heavy lift stuff. Yeah, we're not even gonna be able to drop in. One transport wing is required. Okay, let's try that. Let's see. We have bombers that aren't doing anything. Unassign this one. Let's see what it says now. Still saying we don't have enough aircraft now. Okay, let's get them unassigned as well. I'm gonna try and merge it though. Yeah, so you got 2 now. Looks like it should have triggered. Love that they're ruining all our tank equipment we had in reserve in real time. How are we not supplying anything? Like, our mission efficiency is just terrible. Like, how is it that bad? They don't even have an Air Force up. What is going on here? Is this just because of our, like, excessive amount of air wings stuck in that airfield? Yeah, we're fighter jets. I'm gonna move them out of that airfield. Alright. I don't know why everything's stacked on this one airfield, too. After the split, this will merge. And this bigger wing. Keep merging air wings. It like split everything out, I think, by jet. Alright, we'll merge these with this one. And that there. There we go. So it's just because of our mission efficiency from all the... That's crazy. Alright, we're getting a airdrop in. And it's just a little bit late for doing that airdrop, but we did it anyway. Yeah, and then our airborne unit here might die, but it was worth it. It was worth it just to see why the mechanic was failing. Alright, we did take it. So he survives. We do have mechanized forces moving in. And we did get all our stuff back. Cool. We don't care about Russia right now. We've got a South Korea problem. Oh, and look at the time. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode of the North Korea playthrough. We have unified the Republic. We're back to our communist ways. And look at US up there with 27 trillion in GDP. We are still hovering around that 500 billion mark, which I think we have dropped off after the war. So we're right here behind Bulgaria and Israel. Industry-wise, we are at 10. Which is solidly towards the back of the list now. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode. Probably happy Christmas Eve as well, or Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.